I listen to lots of hip-hop and watch MTV Cribs. Hey, MTV Cribs, just talked about that. I can't seem to focus on getting close to God. What's your advice? Stop watching MTV Cribs and don't listen to hip-hop. It's probably a good start. Okay, I don't have bias against any particular culture or genre of music, etc., etc. Though I have, strong objections to music per se, though there's some scholarly discussion about it, but I will show you what I'm convinced of. I think nowadays music is probably one of the easiest means to lose your moral sense. Music is audio pornography today. That's what it is. It's explicit, it's shameless, it's vulgar, it takes your sense of humanity away from you, it makes you look at women as objects, worse than animals. Just ask, and these people are talking about women like they're talking about, an animal, really. It objectifies women, and especially I've noticed a lot of the brothers that I know of Muslim that are really into the hip-hop scene, and they're kind of doing the hifz of the